What is going on, everyone? Deejus here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay analysis. Today, we're exploring the Nutty lower level series. The series where you guys submit your games to me and we go over all your good moves, all your bad moves, and all of the outrageous, bizarre, straight up monkey-minded baboonian plays that just make Advanced Wars great. And we also learn from that, and we're also entertained by it. So without further ado, let's look at this map right here. This map right here is called A Love Supreme. It has quite a bit of usage in Live League, as well as the global leagues. The reason being, it's a very aggressive map. Why is it aggressive? Well, it's a straight up 2 base versus 1 base and airport map, but the HQ is also quite vulnerable. So there's a lot of base trading going on, there's a lot of HQ rushes going on, and there's also no comm towers, which is also a little bit notable. It doesn't impact the game too much, it just makes certain COs a little bit better, certain COs a little bit worse. For example, Javier has no viability whatsoever. Walls are more important. Infantry walls are better, I should say, harder to break through, less one-hit KOs. So it's quite a bit of a fun map to do. Now, another thing that's notable about this map, there's 2 units that are just outright busted on this map. They're just, you know, better than usual. You can pause the video for a second if you want to think of the 2 units. The answers are copters and artillery. Why? Well, first off, let's start off with artillery. Artillery are great on this map because infantry walls are stronger, for one, because there's less comm towers. Also, so many mountains, so many choke points. Imagine putting an artillery here to base lock, you just put an infantry there. If you're purple, put an artillery here, put an artillery here, put an artillery here, put an artillery here to like stop the caps on this, artillery behind this mountain here. Artillery are just super good on this map. Often you see more artillery than tanks sometimes. I think I had a match with El Caro Man, Raider El Caro Man, where I think I built more artillery than tanks. Copters are also good for pretty much the same reason. A lot of mountains to weave in and out about, a lot of rivers, a lot of ocean tiles that are kind of hard to get across. By hard to get across, impossible to get across, except for air units, because there is no ports. So copters are really good, and artillery are really good. You see a lot of base rushes as well, like I said earlier, and artillery are great for base locking. Like I said, you can plop it here and a variety of other spaces as well. Enough about the map. Now let's look at the players themselves. We got Stesspela playing as SONJA. Stesspela, for y'all that don't know, is pretty active on the Advanced Wars by Web Discord server. Pretty firebrand, pretty feisty, challenges people. You know, just a general feisty player. About 1,100 player currently. Yeah, pretty feisty. I have not heard of Exarch before, but he seems like a pretty competent Jake player, ranked around 1050, excuse me, so Stesspela does have the rating advantage in this matchup. However, all that is thrown to the wayside when you look at the CO matchup, because we have a SONJA sighting. A SONJA sighting in Standard, SSS baby. SONJA sighting in Standard. SONJA, for all that you aren't quite as familiar with Advanced Wars, is widely considered the worst CO in Standard play. Worse than Jess, worse than Cole, worse than Grim. That's right, worse than Grim. Now, why is SONJA considered the worst CO? Well, for one thing, she's a fog CO, and there is no fog, so her advantages of extra vision, her advantages of her CO power looking into reefs and forests, all that is lost. The only things that SONJA has going for her are better counterattacks, and her unit HP is hidden from the enemy, so she does withhold some intel from the enemy, which can make keeping track of units pretty difficult, but however, unlike in Fog, you can keep track of where the units go. If they retreat, you see where they go, so you can keep track of the opponent's HP if you really want to. If you're not feeling try hard like me, I just kind of just let it go, because you probably should win anyway. But yeah, so SONJA really doesn't have much to offer. Her CO power is useless. The counterattacks are nice. Her super CO power still will make her pretty much a brick wall you don't want to attack for a turn, but other than that, not really much to offer at all. And she has bad luck. She has worse luck ratings, so she can't get a lot of 1-hit or 2-hit KOs that other COs can get. So, just not a great matchup. And Exarch chose Jake, and I widely agree with Jake as being the best pick on this map because of all the artillery usage. You're going to be wanting to choose Jake. There's also a lot of planes as well. Now, Stesspela is a SONJA main, I should add, by the way. I actually played Stesspela back in the day, maybe August 2021, and I lost to Stesspela. That was one of my first games, I think. Maybe one of my first 15 games. I lost in Fog. SONJA versus SONJA. For those that you didn't know, I actually was a SONJA main as soon as I started Advanced Wars by Web. I didn't know anything about the tiers. I just wanted to play. Went in, chose SONJA. I think my first 15 games, I only played SONJA. Did pretty well. I think I went 10-0 at first, just SONJA wrecking shit. But eventually I realized, hey, Hawk is really hard to beat as SONJA in Standard. What the heck is going on here? And that's when I finally realized that SONJA is actually garbage for the most part. Even in Fog, she's probably the worst tier 3 CO. But Stesspela, you know, sticking strong with the SONJA. I actually appreciate that. I respect that. It's a challenge. It makes every game much harder. If you want to challenge yourself, be a SONJA main and do that in Standard. Grim Guy is great, but until you see SONJA Girl, that would be even more impressive. If you can be SONJA Girl, forget Grim Guy. SONJA Girl, oh my god, that would be impressive. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this game because it's going to be nutty. That's all I'm going to say. So starting at the top, in the dark green, we got Stesspela, old Stessie, as they like to call him, Stessie. And at the bottom, we got Exarch as the Jake Perpies. So pretty much standard. You go down and get this chain over here. I mean, you could be aggressive and go for this up here, but typically this is your 1-base side. You're going to lose this eventually to the 2-base anyway. So why even be super aggressive? So I agree mostly going back. Be conservative on your weak side and go aggressive on your strong side. Pump out artillery on your strong side. Be aggressive. Maybe some tank artillery or tank anti-air copters on your weak side. Just protect your HQ for the most part. So I'm expecting to see artillery as the first vehicle, typically. But we have a recon. We got a Riki over here by Exarch. A little strange, but I guess he wants to put that early pressure on with his 2-base. Doesn't want to allow either of these caps, or if he does allow one of them, he's going to kill off the infantry, or at least weaken it with this infantry here, and maybe the recon double teaming it, killing it off. So these are a bit contested. Usually green will get 1 maybe, or maybe 0. But purple, like I said, purple is going to wreck shit if you give purple time. It is 2 bases versus 1 base. And the 1 base kind of has forests around it. It's just not great. The terrain is worse for the 1 base, and it just has less units, so you're just going to lose your 1-base side. So it's basically a base rush map, which is a lot of fun. I love base rush maps. And this recon actually might even force this tank over here from SONJA, from old Stessie, instead of the typical artillery on the side. Actually base skipped. Base skipped to build a tank. I think that was a bit of an overreaction. I would have built an artillery here, just ignored that recon, and maybe build a tank later on or something, or it's not the end of the world losing 1 infantry to this recon. I don't agree with that play right there. But hey, sometimes people see recon, they're like, oh, no, my infantry. Like, I would love some artillery pressure to like, you don't want to give up pressure on your strong side just to defend your weak side in a lot of cases. I like to just foot on the gas, let's just go, baby. Because this is an inevitable decline on your weak side. So you might as well just put the gas on your strong side and just wreck shit. So, see what that Riki does. Probably just going to back off. Not really got much uses out of it, though. It's going to block that cap, but he wasn't going to get it anyway. And purple thinks he's going to get that cap. He might temporarily get it because this old Stessie might be capping one of these 2 properties. But like I said, temporary. I would instead go for the middle. There's nice chains in the middle. Get these 2 properties early because those are super contested. I'd rather go for the middle. Move this infantry onto this river over here and then capture that rather than going up there. I know it doesn't seem intuitive, but you can actually hold on to these middle properties a bit longer than you can on your weak side. So this tank actually wasn't a terrible play, I must admit. I mean, it allowed him to secure these 2 properties over here, but I do disagree with having an artillery on the weak side. You do not want to be proliferating units on your weak side. Like I said, it's kind of an inevitability that you will be losing that side. And Stessie with a super aggressive cap over here. Yeah, I don't care. That's fine. But only infantry on the strong side, kind of a rare sighting. Typically on your strong side, you want to see some vehicles in there. You want to see some tanks, you want to see some artillery. Not yet so far. And yeah, so Exarch, his recon, pretty useless so far. Looks like he's trying to get a little side snipe on this infantry over there, or at least do some damage after it captures the property. But old Stessie getting some more middle presence earlier on than Exarch. Exarch's a little bit slower to the punch, going straight for the jugular with these 3 infantry up here, where Stessie's a little more dispersed route. I more agree with the middle. Like I said, this river over here, beautiful. Don't go for this, go for the river. This infantry, I'm gonna predict it now. Yeah, purple's gonna have a pretty weak center presence if I had to guess right now, just judging. No vehicles in the vicinity over here. Stessie is kind of cordoning off this tank from going into the middle of the tank. Will have to go on this property over here or like somewhere else rather than getting a first strike off on it on other terrain. So you have to be a little wary about that. So I like Stessie's positioning so far better. Now he's being a little weaky though. Weak. And he's building another tank. I just don't understand this from Stessi. Going really hard investment on his weak side over there with 2 tanks and an artillery. Not a single... Please, an artillery on the weak side. And the beast skipping building a tank. Oh, man. Artillery are so good on the strong side. Neither of them has built an artillery on the strong side yet. Oh, my goodness. Finally, Purpley is realizing that, hey, I should go in the middle. These are some pretty nice chains over here. Yes, they are. Exarch, now you see the light. Recon goes in, gets a hit off. Going to cause some repairs, so he's going to bring down to 12,800, which is a little bit nice for him, so Stesspela can't just build 2 artillery and an infantry. Honestly, that's not beyond me. I would have been already in next turn if I had 13,000. I'm telling you, these artillery are good. Even if you're not Jake, build them artilleries. Build them artilleries. Ooh, you're going to have an arty party or else you're going to be sorry. So Stessi playing very conservative. Now this is weird. So this tank is in range of being 2 hit by 2 tanks with not really much counterplay at all. It is SONJA with stronger counterattacks, and it is on a forest without a comm tower. So it's a better trade than usual, but I do not like that positioning right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A tank can come wrap around, but you can block it off with a recon. So that's looking like a free 2-hit KO to me. It's probably going to kill it off with a... No, we do not see that. Going for the center control, rather. To each their own. I probably would have killed off this tank, then put the recon here to block off another 2-hit KO. And then Stessi would have gotten 1 tank to hit off on one of those tanks, but it's not a big deal. But you see the airport, you know it's time. It's time for the AA. Proactive AA. You don't want to wait till you see a copter to build an anti-air. You want to build an anti-air as soon as you see that airport. Maybe even this turn as Stessi. Get that AA out now, or maybe the turn earlier, because copters are great on this map. You want to airport lock that as soon as possible. If you can airport lock that before the game even like gets settled, like before they even build a thing, like maybe turn like, I don't know, 6 or 7, you have an anti-air over there, like that's beautiful. I think I might have had an airport lock on one of my games I played on this map, and I was loving life. Being a little aggressive over here is Exarch. I don't like that. Going for the cap over here on the strong side of Stesspela, that's just asking for trouble. I don't like that at all. Even though it's just tank versus tank and there's a little bit more infantry for Purple, you're not going to be surviving that in the long term. Now Stessi, both sides being quite aggressive on their weak sides. But Stessi is like, F it, I'm building 4 tanks and artillery. Well, it hasn't done shit. Like I said, this artillery is better positioned over here. We can get like a base lock over here, plop in this corner over here to get this property, push it over here, maybe go for an HQ rush using the artillery. But instead, this artillery is just sucking on thumbs over here. Like, what is that doing? What is that protecting? Nothing. It's not doing anything. You're not even protecting this infantry. Like, you can get a 2-hit KO with this infantry and this infantry if you so chooses. That's a useless artillery. When I say weak side artillery are bad, 90% of the time they are, and this is one of the 90% of the time that they are bad. So yeah, I do not like that artillery that hasn't done jack shit this entire game. But both sides, they're fighting on their weak side. I don't like it, but that's what you see sometimes. And hey, Stessi was able to hold on to that and does have an income advantage. So, you know, maybe there's a little play from that so far, but it's more a sign of Exarch a little bit slower to the middle than Stessi. Stessi's going to capture these properties way before Exarch gets these properties. So, and Exarch is also a bit behind on these 2 properties over here, where Stessi's a bit ahead. So, but these aren't sustainable. You're going to be losing them. You're great. You held on them early. Yeah. You stopped the recon. Yeah. Eventually, those are going to be gone. Mark my words. They're going to be perpy controlled. Oh yeah. Finally. Thank you. Thank you. Strong side artillery. Oh, can't tell you how happy that makes me. That was weird. But yeah, so far, and that's a free cap, and also cap that tank there. Hello, free win. So Exarch, keep your eyes out, boy. Like, watch the F out. This could be game over soon. So you gotta be careful. Like I said, HQs are very vulnerable on this map. This map is all about base trades. It's all about HQ rushes. If you're playing this map, that should freak you the F out. freak you the bluff out. And then you got a backup as well to block this river. Look, there's only 2 ways to attack on land here. From this river, from an infantry, and from plane. If you put an infantry here, and you put a tank here, and you capture that, there's no B-copter. The game is over. So if I'm Exarch, I'm like, oh shit, like I need to have a plan B or something. Like this is looking very dire. This is already setting off alarm bells in Exarch's brain. His baboonian brain. So, Stessie's definitely in the more aggressive position at this point in the game. I like this position, even though he kind of gave up that property temporarily to purple. I still like going for the HQ because you do get this property and that threat is just enormous. This infantry cannot be dawdling around. Oh, go for this. Oh, go for this. Oh, no, this infantry needs to get going. This tank needs to get going. I would be freaking out. So, like I said, that now you have to build 2 tanks over here. This is getting scary. It's getting scary. Let's see what Stessie does. Good. This little bit of a late anti-air, but I guess late's better than never. Now, I'm starting to like Exarch's build on the left side. We got 2 artillery, we got an anti-air, a few tanks. It will overcome these sides. This is a garbage unit over here for Stessie. So, doesn't Stessie just win here? Move this here, capture. Move this infantry here, don't attack. Move this tank here. Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because there's a tank that attacks from here, and there's a tank that attacks from here, and it will kill the tank that's blocking. Whew! Close call. Phew-fers. That was almost a win. If this tank wasn't here, it would have been an HQ cap. But these 2 tanks can double team the other tank and will kill it if the tank blocks here. One attacking from here and one attacking from the top up here. So, live to see another day, Exarch. Man, that should be scary though. Still going for the HQ cap just to make an attack, just to force a tank attack on here, maybe to force an infantry attack on here. Although you don't really be attacking a SONJA with a 50% stronger counterattack unit on an HQ and attacking from river. That's going to be a terrible trade via infantry, so probably going to interrupt with the tank. And we got a bomber. SONJA bombers. The SONJA bombers are also legendary. Well, let me tell you why. SONJA bombers during their superpower, can't kill them. Can't kill them. Try to attack with an anti-air. They counterattack first. That means every time SONJA pops your superpower, the SONJA player attacks first. The counterattack goes before your attack when using the SONJA superpower. And that bomber will one-shot an anti-air. So if you attack with an anti-air, the anti-air will just die. And the bomber will take no damage. The only way to kill it, fighters, missiles. You never see missiles. It's just fighters. However, it is vulnerable when you're not using a superpower. But however, the thing about SONJA, those superpowers are cheap. 5 stars. 5 stars. That's a hawk power right there. Easy peasy. Pumping out those superpowers like it's candy. So, interesting. I still wouldn't, but I mean, I wouldn't build that. You're going to have to base skip. I still would have built like a copter or, you know, more artillery. There's no artillery here. I would have gone double RD or something over on the strong side. Double RD, then like a copter, and then an infantry or something, rather than a bomber. Bomber reeks of desperation and also just meaniness. And I don't really like that in this position. I mean, Stessie, I think, is winning at this point. Has better control over here. Is going to capture that. I like, even though it's not going to capture the HQ, it's putting a lot of pressure mentally, physically on, well, maybe not physically, but mentally on Exarch. So just forcing him to use 2 units to stop that. Has to interrupt with those tanky poos. But now Exarch's like, hey, he's pushing my HQ. 2 can play that game. I'm going to push your HQ. I don't give a shit. I'm going for the jugular. And there's 2 artillery coming down. There's going to be 2 anti-air. That's looking like a pretty damn scary army brewing over there. Brewing in the witch's cauldron. That's what Exarch is role-playing in his head right now. So, but Stessie is like, look, I ain't letting that happen. Look at that SONJA luck. Any other CO? Probably dead right there. SONJA though, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would have been a nice follow-up attack. That's what you get playing as SONJA though. No comm tower, SONJA. You're gonna have bad rolls. She has bad luck. Telling you, the worst CO, worse than old Lightning Grim. So, this is such a strange game, by the way. Typically, you never see the one base side holding onto these for this long. Day 12 and both sides holding onto their weak side properties that are contested. Very strange. Very atypical. There is a reason why we're talking about the Nutty lower level series, because this is entering planter peanut territory. We're not talking about Cracker Jacks. We're talking planter peanut nuts. All right? Now, Stessi, finally, I would have put it in this one because it's closer to the HQ though, but finally, Stessi, welcome to the Artillery Club, buddy. You made it. There's Artillery Anonymous, I know. I might rag on people building artillery on their weak side, but you gotta build an artillery on your strong side on this map. Unfortunately for old Stessi, took 12 days. Took 12 whole days. I think God made the Earth quicker than that, as far as I know. Or maybe not. I don't know. I forget the number. Maybe it was 10. But for God's sake, 12 days to build an artillery on the strong side? That's not good. Also, this artillery here, pump that one of those spaces right there, even here, and a Jake power. Man, you may even need to use a superpower on this map, because the extra range given to the artillery during a Jake power is just phenomenal. Another thing about SONJA that makes her so weak. She has a nice defensive superpower, but she lacks that punch to really knock out an opponent. Add her 2 best movement superpower, or 1+ movement COP. Jake, superpower, 2 movement, extra planes movement, and extra planes bonuses. Grim, extra firepower. Jess, extra firepower, extra movement. SONJA, oh, I just get to attack first if you attack me. Yeah, you're not going to kill someone that way. You're just going to slowly, methodically push, and then win by a war of attrition as SONJA. So SONJA has a higher skill floor, I would say, where you're not going to have that knockout punch that a lot of other CO powers will have. So, got to be a little more methodical with SONJA. So let's see what old Stessi can cook up. This is not looking too great, and you can block right here with an infantry. I would like to see that. Nope. Wrong answer. Put the infantry there to prevent the follow-up attack by this tank right there in this plane. So I would have blocked rather than done that. But to each their own. Happens, because now you're going to get that and that. Unfortunately, not a 2-hit KO like it normally would be. That is normally a 2-hit KO, but it is SONJA luck. And then you could have wrapped this around and attacked from a plane rather than from this road. Attacking from a road is like having a chode. It's just not great. Just not great, you know? But SONJA is getting near the superpower where she will be invincible with her bomber. She could attack that tank, use the superpower. Who gives a shit about that? That thing ain't doing anything. She's attacking first with it. The bomber isn't doing anything. It looks like the bomber might just plop on that HQ. It's a little, I don't know where that bomber's going. I don't think Stessi knows where that bomber's going. I think someone hijacked that bomber, because I don't think it knows where the hell it's going. And we're seeing a beatdown. Beefy old beatdown. Ooh, bye-bye artillery. Bye-bye tank. I like it. I like the feisty play. That's a KO too. Boom. Oh, here comes the Exarch. Smart move, you know why? Because SONJA's going to pop the superpower before Jake, right? And then Jake can't use his superpower against SONJA because he can't attack first. All her units are going to have counterattacks first, so it's best to get your power off before SONJA gets her superpower. And she has less stars. She has 5 stars for a superpower, where Jake has 6. Smart using the power first. Boom. 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 Just brutal. Brutal. Attack with this. Put the infantry there. Okay, attack recon here. Infantry there. Next turn, cap and win. Cap and win. Or force the bomber, and then you kill the bomber. Oh, you love to see it. Yep, bring it up there. Nice move by Exarch. Loving it. Exarch looking pretty damn good right now. I don't like this middle. Like, he just kind of... whatever. Went a little too hard over here. Didn't really cap the middle. Therefore, Stessi has maintained the income lead this entire match. Currently at 4,000 higher. Not really by virtue of much better playing in the middle, but more just better, you know, infantry capture chains. So, that part's not great. But, hello, Stessi is also knocking on those HQ. You want to put that infantry on there, block that. No, put an infantry on the... No, what do you... Oh, okay. What? Oh no. Why would you do that? Now you can attack that and that can withdraw. I hate when infantry just attack tanks. Maybe if it's at 3 HP or lower. Typically I won't attack a tank with an infantry unless it's 2 HP or lower, maybe during a power. It's at 6 HP, dude. Why are you attacking that? Put 1 infantry on the HQ and then KO the other infantry. Now the HQ is quite open. I don't think he's going to get on it this turn, but still. And now we see the counter break. This bomber is invincible, so the bomber can do whatever the hell it wants. And it's attacking a tank. Doesn't give half a shit. Doesn't give half a shit. Wait. Okay, I was about to say, if you could attack this anti-air rather than interrupt that cap, please attack the anti-air. Please don't interrupt the cap. Killing that anti-air, then building a copter the next turn is so much better than just stopping it temporarily this capture. So I'm happy to see that that's happening. I don't know about that sack there to interrupt the later cap. Yeah, I don't like that. You want to maintain unit count. But old Stessi, he's fighting back. It's not looking too great. It was looking great for him earlier, but now look at this. Like, Exarch, Exarch starting to look like Inkigarch with all these artilleries over here. It's the Gark. It's the Garks. It's the Arcs. And then we got a Neo tank from Stessi. Stessi, with that extra funds, is utilizing the extra funds for bombers, Neo tanks, taking up way faster than Exarch for that reason. Exarch, not too great over here, and that's starting to bite him in the ass. However, look at the unit count. Stessi has half the units as Exarch. Exarch's winning unit count. He's going to have a lot of money next turn. He can build his own bomber, his own Neo tank. Exarch is winning. I'll just put it that way. And he's looking like he's gonna, you can kill off this tank, you can block the Neo tank in there, move one of these in there, start capping. Yeah, I think Exarch is about to, will he, see? Look, even the replay of it shows it first. SONJA attacks first, then you attack it. You sweet summer child. Everyone learns the hard way. Everyone learns the hard way. Never attack a SONJA bomber. Pour one out for the homies. Let's watch that again. Bye-bye. Yep, that was dumb. But you live and you learn. But now you got this over here. And you need to get this little shit over here. That was a big blunder because, you know, now this bomber can interrupt the cap with impunity. There's no anti-air that can attack it. This anti-air is not going to reach there in 2 turns. They'll reach here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Not close enough. That Baboonian play right there. Attacking a SONJA counter break bomber. Just gonna bite him in the ass just as hard as not capturing these little towns over there are. And now we have the blocking. The great blocking has begun. You can't attack that because then you're stuck on the base and you stop your production completely. So it's actually quite smart putting infantry, putting anything in the way to prevent Stessi from moving. So now Stessi has to go all the way around over here. All the way around over here to defend the HQ. Literally, there's this Neo tank and this bomber can interrupt that cap. Maybe this infantry over there. This tank is way out of position. Like, if that anti-air wasn't dead, I would have said G Jizzle. But it's not dead yet, so. But this is looking terrifying. You gotta build an anti-air for sure. For sure. You gotta build an anti-air. Anti-air. Like I'm a magician. Anti-air. Boom. Ooh, that was right on time. Now we're talking. Yeah, base skip's worth it. You need an anti. Whoa, what? He base skipped when he had 11,000? Oh, you. Copter. Infantry. Like, build a tank. I don't know. Artillery. Anything. Dude, don't base skip when you have cash in the bank. You base skip when you want to tech up and you don't have enough funds otherwise. Oh, Exarch, you silly little goosers. And what's this anti-air doing? Dude, get it near the bomber. You need to get these 2 anti-air holding hands to take on the big bad bomber. Because Stessi's not giving up on this HQ. Stessi ain't giving up. Neo tank. Neo tank had to attack from there. No production. Yeah, Stessi's coming in to the HQ. Okay, but what you can do is capture, combine, move this infantry in position. However, ooh, that's annoying. I think this might just be winnable by Exarch right now. Let's see what he does. This is a lower level series, so they don't play optimal. First things first, capture the HQ. Oh, you silly goose. No. Capture. Combine. Move this here so you can combine the turn later. Don't capture the city. Combine later. Oh, we'll point out what happens later. And why didn't this tank go over here and block this? You want to attack and block that infantry as well. Oy. At least you're gonna combine at least? You gotta combine. Okay, I like this. I like having the anti-air block that. But time is running short. Now you're combining, but oh my goodness, he has 6. Now the bomber's gonna lower it down. I would just throw this this whatever the hell it's called, artillery. Block the Neo tank. Just block anything, please. Just don't let the Neo tank in there to interrupt. These didn't even move? I swear this guy must be having a stroke mid-match. Like, what the literal flub? You gotta move with those anti-airs, my dude. Just use them as blockers, if anything. I hate to see it. Imagine in a mega tank. Look at these big boys. This is the triangle of death right here. Bomber, Mega, Neo. Bomber, Mega, Neo. Jesus Christ. That's like 70,000 worth of units. That's more than half of his unit value in the entire map in those 3 units right there. More than half. 60% thereabouts. Stessi, slowly but surely approaching the HQ though. That's scary. That's scary. You're gonna probably want to bring this copter or something over there. Like I said, that anti-air. Ooh, sacking that anti-air was clutch. And by clutch, I mean baboonian clutch for Stessi. Because it's starting to look dire for Mr. Exarch if he can't get that cap. And he can't combine it either. But I guess it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he didn't block this appropriately. So the Neo can attack from here and the bomber can attack from behind. The bigger mistake was just letting that damn anti-air die like a dog. Die like a dog that threw at his dumpster in the subway dumpster. I just said dumpster twice in a row and I'll say it again. But I like this block. But this tank can still attack. So this bomber can attack from the back and the tank will interrupt. So, or not. Imagine, just for a second, just imagine. You didn't capture the city right here. This infantry is right there. It's at 3, you need 3 next turn. That bomber is not going to knock you down to below 3. Even with a power, even with a superpower. The lowest that thing's going down to is 3. You win. The game is over. Literally, game over. That's it. But that city was just too sexy. Stupid sexy city. Just look at the curves on that building right there. Oh, is that a planetarium I see in there? Ooh, baby. Is that a skate park? Ooh. I can see it. I can see why I was so attracted to that city, but it's gonna bite him in the ass. Finally, I'm here, buddy. Where's the bomber? I'll go get him. Yeah, you're too late. You're too late. Dumb little shit. Also, what is this doing over here? I know it's the airport lock, but still you need to get that shit involved. Come on. That's scary shit though. And this is scarier though. Boom, boom, not quite a 2 KO. Maybe with the power that's a 2-hit KO. Attack, no, it's definitely not. It's not gonna be enough for 2-hit KO. So that anti-air will live. Oh, unless. I mean, is that enough? No, it's not enough. Not enough. Exarch is about to get superpower. The only way to attack this bomber, though? Yep, from the HQ. So you can hurt the bomber, and it's before a CO power. But look at these tech ups. Stessi is all in, but he's blocking spectacularly over here. However, that copter plus this infantry will kill off that tank. And we have a beatdown? Excuse me? Dude. Use a block rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kills that. This kills the infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This attacks the artillery. Why didn't you use the superpower? You could have attacked this artillery, weakened it significantly, killed off the infantry, killed off the tank here. This copter kills off that. This tank attacks the infantry. Build a, I don't know, medium tank. Build whatever the hell you choose. Oh, the baboonianness. The baboonianness of it all. Just, ugh. But I guess you just wanted to kill the Neo. Bad Neo. Don't do that. And why is this copter? I know the plane bonus, but why? Block. Who gives a shit about the extra 20%? Block it from the road. Now we can attack all of these units over here. It can block you getting the HQ. Oh man, Exarch. He had a strong start, but like, oh, he's a discount Inkagark for sure. Exarch, Inkagark. Yeah. Yeah. And okay. Kill off with the infantry at least. Why? Attack with the infantry, then move the tank up. You just stopped your production, dude. Attack. That's 2-hit KO. Tank attacks that. Maybe even 1-hit KO. No, it doesn't 1-hit KO. If you used a beat or a block rock, that is a 1-hit KO. Why did he use a superpower? These nutty lower level players are driving me nuts. I mean, granted, this is not, what, Black Blub and Jay the Pacemaker or whatever the hell? Now that was like 700 level play. This is, like I said, when the lower levels play, sometimes they play like a 1300, sometimes they play like an 800. Right now I'm seeing a lot of 800 vibes, 850, 800 vibes from Exarch after having, you know, 1200, 1150 start. Now it's just, the baboons are out. The zoo is in session. I don't know if that's even a term, but zoo is in session. The monkeys broke open the cage, they're escaping. They raided the Dippin' Dots stand. They're eating all of the banana float Dippin' Dots. That's just what's going on. Exarch, picture that Exarch is a 500-pound orangutan eating a fucking cart of Dippin' Dots. Banana smoothie or whatever the fuck. Banana float. I don't know. Yeah, you just gotta imagine that. Anyway, now we're gonna see a counter break, and this could be a death blow. Attack with this, attack with the tank, and capture. That just might be a death blow. I like that though. I like this. I like the extra luck, because you know Sonya luck is so bad. Exarch does have extra 10% defense because of the power. Is it enough? It is. It is. And will that be enough to hold off the HQ cap? Is it enough? And I like this as well. Forcing the anti-air to stay on the HQ another turn. Beautiful play there by Stesspela. Has some great tactics. Some very strange ideas behind artillery on the weak side. His macro game, a little bit shaky to be perfectly honest. But his micro game is quite on point. He definitely has the showings of a strong player in his micro game. Just needs to work on his macro. But that was impressive right there. I like that find. But it doesn't matter. All these hits don't matter if you can't stop this HQ cap. Will it be able to stop that HQ cap? And even took a little damage from the bomber because remember, this is counter break. So how are you going to break through that when you attack first? Oh great, you saved another beatdown. You saved another beatdown. Yeah, what's that didn't even do any damage. You literally got attacked. Look at the tank attacking first. Boom. Tank attacks first. Yeah. That's okay. This copter can go around at least 1, 2. Yeah, he can interrupt with the copter. So he's not dead yet. He ain't dead yet, but he's pretty damn close. He's lucky he has that copter there. And you better hope to God that wait, what's that? Wait, did that? Does copter move? What? Why is he attacking with the copter for the most important? Wait a minute. Oh, it's just glitched. This copter already did attack. Oh. Well, RIP. Oh man, that was nutty. That was nutty. And all it took. Oh my god, there's so many ways for this to go right. It's like a plane on the runway. There's like a fuel low. Exarch's like, fuck it. pour some like Mountain Dew in the fuel hatch. It's like, oh, it's fine, we can still go. It's like, emergency. Like, oh, don't mind that. The passengers, like, all the masks for oxygen come down. It's like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. They're like, please get off the plane. It's like, nah, I got this. Like, it's every single warning. First, the anti-air attacking a bomber that was SONJA counterbreak. I understand that's easy mistake. Number 2, using beatdown twice. I think he could have just won if he used like frickin' whatever the hell it's called, block rock. Like, he would have been able to attack this artillery, neuter this whole attack, and there wasn't even that much pressure afterward for Stessi. Like, he had enough units to face off this pressure. Like, there's literally just an artillery and 2 tanks at this point, and he would have had unit advantage. So, my goodness, it's the anti-air, then the beatdown for God knows, and then there was the random just waiting. He just waited there. They didn't do anything. They just waited. Like, what are they doing? Not blocking here. Not doing anything at all. Just waiting. Yeah. And then, even simpler than both those things, this infantry is right here. Cap. You win. Cap, combine, you win. That's that. That's literally that. Don't cap this. Cap, combine, move this here, or move it on the river, I don't care which one. Cap the next turn after the bomber attacks, you win. You can block with enough units, you can block with your tanks. Yeah, this tank can block here for the infantry. This artillery can block from the neo tank. You win. Nothing around that. You just win. But Exarch though. Anyway, that was wild use of SONJA though. I mean, we saw SONJA in action. We saw the counter-rig bomber just blasting up an anti-air like that. So SONJA actually had a little bit of play here. Still would never, ever, ever recommend playing SONJA on this map. Or any standard map in general, but she can be fun. It's a bit of a flex. It definitely lowers you 50 to 100 points in your rating just playing as her. And I guess an opponent in tier 4, but anyway. Hope you guys learned something about this game. Artillery, for one, are very strong on the strong side. Artillery generally strong on this map in general. And also, make wise use of your powers. Don't just have a block or a beat down twice just because, oh, 2 better than 1. Not necessarily. Quality is better than quantity. Hold on to a power for a stronger power. Hold on to a power for a stronger push later than just pumping out powers for the sake of it. Just because you have a power doesn't mean you should use it. And if you're going to use the power, plan. So, hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys were thoroughly entertained. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.